you don't like Davies?
Come on, man. That corny ass fake crip nigga. I'd be like, what the? I was so surprised that MC8 gave him a stamp. I know MC8 is official. So he gave him a stamp. I don't know if that's about the music business, but I don't know.
You don't fuck with Davies as a rapper either? I think he's a dope rapper. You don't like him?
Get the fuck out of here. How you gonna? I would fuck with him if he didn't make up this whole fake ass cornies. He was the crip, and now he a crip, and he was in jail. And how you come out of the record? How you come out of jail with a record deal? Was you sleeping on your stomach in jail, nigga?
Oh man, damn.
Wow. So there you go. So hit that like button. Also hit that fucking like button. So Faizon Love, the comic, hasn't done anything in a long time. He just recently had that whole thing with Cam, and Cameron obliterated him. In this case, I don't think Dave hasn't responded. I don't think Dave isn't. Cam's a character. Cam's funny. He's witty. Dave doesn't have that kind of personality or charisma, so I doubt it if Dave is gonna go even acknowledge Faizon Love. Now, as far as the Crip thing goes, I don't know. I never really gave a fuck about who rep what set. Nipsey kind of gave Dave his pass as far as that nationwide recognition of him being a Crip, and I guess. But yeah, I don't even know where this is coming from. I mean, Faizon has become that old, bitter, grumpy nigga that just, the only time he really trends is when he's saying something negative about somebody. Because prior to this, it was the Cam thing, which was based off him calling out Jay-Z, saying Jay-Z never sold dope. You know, last year he said that Dave Chappelle wasn't funny. And I was like, okay, you know, it's subjective. That's your opinion. You know, it's subjective. I've had people tell me they don't think Martin is funny. I think it's crazy, but I mean, as a comic who came up with Dave, who's older than Dave, he doesn't look at Dave the same way we do. Now, the Dave East shit was just random as fuck. Like, I can name 3-4 different things that's wrong with Dave East as far as his potential where he could be, other than being a Crip. I mean, get the fuck. Like, if I was Dave East's manager, I think he puts a ceiling on himself. He obviously has a large female fan base, but he don't cater to them enough. You know, he should do more records like the one he did with Chris Brown, and, you know, really try to build up his brand other than just acting. Because it seems like right now he's got more potential to be a better actor than to have more success as a rapper. And it's not because he can't rap. It's just because he puts a ceiling on himself. Obviously, the ladies love you. Cater to the ladies. But instead, he caters to the streets. You know, if I was his manager, I'd be pulling my hair out like, nigga, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's kind of like what 50 wanted Lloyd Banks to be. Like, you know, that Drake kind of like Mace type of, you know, pretty boy kind of rapper that, you know, you take the girls. If that's what your audience is. Like Method Man, who he plays in the Wu-Tang series, ironically, that was Method Man's job. Raekwon and them will tell you, that was Meth. Meth was like the pretty boy of the crew. So they would always made sure Meth had the first single and Meth came out last on stage. You just take what the people, you know, give you. And if the ladies are feeling you like that, I don't see how you don't cater to them. But Dave wants to continue to be in the street. Plus, Dave, sometimes his beat selection is kind of suspect. You know, I'm not going to use the generation thing as an excuse, because he's a lyrical rapper in an era where they don't really fuck with that, because Griselda has basically tarnished that entire notion that you can't be relevant unless you're trying to do what's cool right now. If you got the right presentation and the right production, you can still rap like niggas rapped back in the days. But Dave's production sometimes can be kind of, but yeah, he holds himself back. But I mean, as far as the fake Crip shit, I mean, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, why is a 50-something-year-old man, let alone a comedian, worried about why if a rapper is really a Crip or not? Like, you was really a Crip or something. Like, you really, you know, who is you to G-check this nigga to see if his credentials is really legit? Like, come on, fam. Faizon has lost it. I just want him to get at peace. He seems bitter and angry. Even worse than my nigga Ari Spears. I mean, Ari Spears, say what you want about him being angry and bitter about Hollywood, but he don't just be coming at niggas for no reason. Like Faizon just be like blasting random folks. You know what I mean? I didn't even know he would know who Dave East is, as old as this nigga is. But according to him, how do you get a record deal fresh out of jail and all? I'm like, I don't get it. But it's working for Faizon. Faizon should just come out with a podcast at this point because that's the only thing he trends. I can't remember the last time he trended for anything in the realm of comedy, a role, a stand-up joke. He has no presence on social media unless he's talking shit about somebody. You know, these it's kind of like comedy's going backwards now because you got all these young comics that run the internet, but you see them go viral for clips on the internet, but half of these motherfuckers you've never seen a clip of them viral on stage. Like even 85 South, they all funny, but other than Carlos, and I've seen him on Def Comedy Jam back in the days, show me a viral stand-up joke that DC Young Fly did, or Chico Bean, or Just Hilarious. All of the funny internet comedians, they all funny in skits that you can retake a million times and edit and chop up. Show me any of these motherfuckers' skill set on stage. You know, you don't see it. Desi Banks is another one, hilarious. But he does stand up. I've never heard anyone say how great it was. I've never seen anybody record a clip and say, "Yo, you gotta." And Faizon, same thing. When was the last time Faizon did stand up or anything relevant of that matter? He's just become the old nigga. He still takes shots at Robert Townsend and all kind of people. I'm like, bro, just chill the fuck out. Where's all the frustration? I get it. There's a lot of entertainers lost more money than they made this year. Couldn't travel, couldn't go on the road, couldn't do those shows, and that show money that used to be there that was guaranteed is not. It hasn't been consistent. Maybe Faizon is going through some shit. I don't know, but let me know what y'all think about Faizon calling out Dave East saying he's not a real crip in the comment section below, man. Peace and love.